Everyone wants to be great. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants to leave their mark on this world, to be remembered, to achieve something extraordinary. But let me ask you something. How bad do you really want it? Because greatness isn't free. It isn't given. It isn't something you stumble upon by chance. The price of greatness is paid in sacrifice, in discipline, in resilience. It is paid in sweat, in tears, and sometimes in blood. You see, we live in a world where people want results without the effort. They want the rewards without the struggle. They want the glory without the grind. But let me tell you this, greatness does not bargain. It does not negotiate. It demands everything you have, and then it demands even more. It will test you, break you, and push you to your absolute limits. It will strip you down to nothing and ask you one simple question. Are you willing to pay the price? The road to greatness is not paved with comfort. It is built on sleepless nights, early mornings, and days when you feel like quitting. It is built on rejection, on failure, on pain. The greatest individuals in history, athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, visionaries, they all understood this. They all faced moments where the world told them, "You're not good enough. You'll never make it. You should just quit." And in that moment, they had a choice. They could give up or they could get up. And they chose to get up every single time. You say you want greatness? Then prepare to be uncomfortable. Prepare to work when nobody's watching, to push when nobody's cheering, to grind when nobody believes in you. Because there will be times when the journey feels lonely. There will be times when you doubt yourself, when you question if it's all worth it, when you wonder if you should just settle for a normal, easy life. And that is when you must remember why you started. That is when you must remind yourself that nothing worth having comes without struggle. There will be moments of failure, and I'm not talking about small failures. I'm talking about soul-crushing, gut-wrenching, rock-bottom failures. The kind that make you question your worth, your abilities, your entire existence. But let me tell you something about failure. It is not the opposite of success. It is the price of success. Every great person you admire has failed more times than they can count. But the difference between them and the rest of the world is that they refused to stay down. They used failure as fuel. They used rejection as motivation. You want to be great? Then stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop making excuses. Stop blaming your circumstances, your past, your upbringing, or your lack of resources. Greatness is not about where you start. It is about where you refuse to stop. It is about waking up every single day and giving everything you have, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. The truth is, most people will never be great, not because they aren't capable, but because they aren't willing. They aren't willing to wake up earlier than everyone else. They aren't willing to stay up later. They aren't willing to sacrifice their weekends, their nights out, their temporary pleasures for something bigger. They aren't willing to endure the pain that comes with true growth. But you must be different. You must decide that you are willing to pay the price. You must decide that you will not be average, that you will not settle, that you will not let fear or doubt or hardship stop you from reaching your full potential. Because at the end of the day, the only thing standing between you and greatness is the work you are willing to put in, the sacrifices you are willing to make, the pain you are willing to endure. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to do the work for you. If you want something, go get it. If you want success, earn it. If you want to be remembered, then leave behind something worth remembering. But understand this. Greatness isn't a destination. It's not a final moment where you suddenly arrive and everything becomes easy. No, greatness is a journey, a continuous battle against complacency, against self-doubt, against every excuse your mind will try to give you. Even when you achieve success, the fight doesn't end. Because the moment you stop pushing, the moment you stop growing, is the moment you start falling back into mediocrity. And that is why so few people remain great. Because it's not just about reaching the top. It's about having the discipline, the hunger, and the unshakable will to stay there. There will be people who don't understand your vision. There will be people who doubt you, who laugh at your dreams, who tell you to be realistic. Ignore them. They do not see what you see. They do not feel what you feel. They do not have the fire burning inside of you. And most of the time, their doubts are just a reflection of their own fears, their own limitations. Do not let their small minds shrink your big dreams. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, who push you, who demand more from you. And if you can't find those people, become that person. You must be willing to walk alone. Because greatness is not found in the crowd. It is found in the hours when nobody is watching, in the moments when you push yourself beyond your limits, with no one there to praise you. It is found in the discipline to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Motivation will fade. Inspiration will come and go. But discipline? Discipline is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It is what keeps you moving forward when everything inside of you screams to quit. And let's be real, this journey will hurt. It will break you down. There will be nights where you sit in silence, questioning if you even have what it takes. There will be days when you feel exhausted, defeated, frustrated beyond belief. But those are the moments that define you, because pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. Every struggle, every sacrifice, every ounce of effort you give will eventually pay off. The only way you lose is if you decide to stop. So the question remains, how bad do you want it? How much are you willing to give? Because the price of greatness is not cheap. But for those who are willing to pay it, for those who are willing to endure, to persist, to rise again and again, no matter how many times they fall, the reward is something far greater than success. It is the realization that you were never chasing greatness. You were building it within yourself all along. Most people will never understand the sacrifices required to be great. They will see the results, but never the struggle. They will admire your success, but never acknowledge the pain it took to get there. And that's fine, because your journey is not for them. Your journey is for you. It's about proving to yourself that you have what it takes, that you can push through the worst days, that you can keep going when everything in you wants to stop. The real battle isn't against the competition. It's against your own doubts, your own fears, your own weaknesses. Conquer those, and nothing can stand in your way. You must learn to embrace the pain, not just endure it, but welcome it, because every struggle you go through is shaping you into something stronger. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. Strength isn't built in easy moments. It is built in adversity, in resistance, in those brutal days when you feel like you have nothing left to give but still find a way to push forward. The pain, the fatigue, the frustration, it's all part of the process. And once you learn to see those things not as obstacles but as stepping stones, you become unstoppable. There will be times when success seems so far away, when the progress feels too slow, when it feels like you're giving everything and getting nothing in return. Those are the moments that break most people. But you are not most people. You must remind yourself that greatness is not measured in quick victories, but in persistence. Day after day, step after step, brick by brick, you are building something greater than just success. You are building an unbreakable mindset, and once you develop that mindset, there is no failure that can stop you, no setback that can hold you down. People will ask you why you work so hard. They will tell you to slow down, to take it easy, to be satisfied with where you are. But they don't see what you see. They don't feel the fire inside of you. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them stay comfortable while you chase something greater. Because the truth is, the people who question your ambition today will be the same ones who praise you tomorrow. They just don't know it yet. Every single day, you have a choice. A choice to either step up or stay the same. A choice to push forward or fall back into old habits. A choice to fight for what you want or to let excuses steal your future. And that choice? It's yours alone. No one is going to force you to be great. No one is going to drag you to success. You either want it bad enough to do whatever it takes, or you don't. And if you don't, someone else will. Someone else will wake up earlier. Someone else will put in the extra hours. Someone else will refuse to quit. And when it's all said and done, they will be the ones standing at the top, not you. So ask yourself, are you really doing everything you can? Are you pushing yourself as hard as you say you are? Are you disciplined when no one is watching? Because greatness isn't just about working hard when you feel like it. It's about showing up every single day, no matter what. It's about pushing through exhaustion, frustration, and self-doubt. It's about doing what needs to be done even when you're not in the mood, even when the results aren't showing, even when it feels like nothing is working. That's what separates the great from the average, the ability to keep going long after the motivation fades. And don't think for a second that your circumstances define you. Where you come from, what you've been through, how much money you have, who supports you, or who doubts you. None of that matters as much as your mindset. Because people with every advantage in the world still fail, and people with nothing still rise. It's never about what you have. It's about what you're willing to do with what you have. Some of the greatest success stories came from nothing. The only difference between them and everyone else is that they refuse to let their situation dictate their future. You will face moments where everything in you screams to quit. Your body will be tired. Your mind will be exhausted. You will look at the road ahead and wonder if it's even worth it. And in that moment, you will have a decision to make. Either give up and return to an ordinary life, or dig deep and push through. And that's where champions are made. Not in the easy times, not when things are going well, but in the moments when quitting feels like the only option. If you can fight through that, if you can refuse to break, then nothing will be able to stop you. The road to greatness is long, lonely, and unforgiving. It does not care about your feelings, your excuses, or your fears. It will challenge you in ways you never expected, push you further than you ever thought possible, and demand more from you than you ever imagined. But if you can endure it, if you can embrace the struggle, the exhaustion, the sacrifice, you will come out on the other side transformed. You will become stronger, sharper, more relentless. You will no longer fear failure because you will have faced it and risen above it time and time again. But too many people let fear stop them before they even begin. They fear failure, so they never try. They fear judgment, so they never take risks. They fear the unknown, so they stay where it's safe. But let me tell you something. Nothing great was ever built in comfort. No champion, no legend, no icon ever became who they were by playing it safe. If you want greatness, you must be willing to step into the unknown. You must be willing to fail, to stumble, to get knocked down. Because those who fear failure more than they desire success will never rise above mediocrity. You have to commit fully. Not halfway, not when it's convenient, not just when you feel motivated. Fully. That means sacrificing distractions. That means prioritizing your goals over temporary pleasures. That means choosing discipline over comfort, consistency over convenience, and purpose over excuses. Because the truth is, if you're not willing to give it your all, you might as well not even start. The world is filled with people who kind of want success, who sort of chase their dreams. But kind of and sort of don't get you to the top. Only full, relentless, unstoppable commitment does. And let's be clear, this isn't just about achieving success. This is about becoming someone you can be proud of. It's about pushing yourself beyond your limits and proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever believed. It's about building an unbreakable mindset that no challenge, no setback, no failure can shake. The journey to greatness is not just about winning. It's about becoming a warrior, a fighter, a person who refuses to be defeated no matter what life throws at them. So stop waiting, stop doubting, stop letting fear, laziness, or the opinions of others hold you back. Time is passing whether you take action or not. Every day, you are either moving closer to greatness or further from it. Make the choice. pay the price, push through the pain. And when you finally reach the top, when you stand victorious, when you look back at everything you endured, you will know it was all worth it. Because in that moment, you will not just have achieved greatness, you will have earned it. Greatness is not something you find, it's something you create. It's not a gift that's handed to you, and it's not reserved for the lucky or the talented. It is forged in the fire of discipline, in the hours when no one is watching, in the moments when everything inside of you screams to stop, but you keep going anyway. It's not about talent, it's about work. It's about the relentless pursuit of something bigger than yourself. Because talent without discipline is wasted potential, and dreams without action are nothing but fantasies. You have to understand, this world does not owe you anything. Success does not care how badly you want it. It does not care how much you dream about it. It only cares about what you are willing to do for it, how much you are willing to suffer, how long you are willing to fight, how many times you are willing to fail and still get back up. You don't become great by wishing for it. You become great by showing up, by doing the work, by refusing to quit when everything in you wants to. The truth is, most people will never push themselves to that level. They will do just enough to get by. They will put in the bare minimum and wonder why they never achieve anything extraordinary. But you are not most people. You are here because you want more. Because deep down, you know you were meant for more. But knowing is not enough. Wanting is not enough. The only thing that matters is whether you are willing to act, whether you are willing to suffer, whether you are willing to pay the price in full. And let me be clear, the price will be high. It will cost you time. It will cost you comfort. It will cost you relationships. It will cost you sleepless nights and endless sacrifices. But what you gain in return is something far greater. Because the real reward of chasing greatness is not just the success, the money, the recognition. The real reward is who you become in the process. It's the transformation that happens when you push past your limits, when you break through barriers you once thought were impossible, when you look in the mirror and see a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable than ever before. You have to be willing to go all in. Not halfway, not when it's convenient, not when you feel inspired, all in. That means doing the work even when you don't feel like it. That means showing up on the hard days, when the progress is slow, when the results are invisible, when doubt creeps into your mind and tells you to quit. Because anyone can work hard when they're motivated. Anyone can push themselves when everything is going right. But greatness is built in the moments when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when the only thing keeping you going is your own unshakable commitment to your vision. Most people will quit before they even see the results of their effort. They'll put in the work for a few months, maybe even a year, and then walk away when things don't happen fast enough. They'll convince themselves it wasn't meant to be, that they're just not lucky enough, not talented enough, not meant for something bigger. But the truth is, the only thing separating them from the ones who make it is time. The ones who succeed are the ones who simply refuse to stop. They don't let slow progress discourage them. They don't let failure define them. They keep pushing, keep grinding, keep believing, until the results are undeniable. You have to develop an obsession with improving, an obsession with growth. Every single day, you should be chasing a better version of yourself. Not just when you feel like it, not just when you're in the mood, every single day. Because success doesn't come from a single big effort. It comes from the small, consistent choices you make daily. It comes from the extra set at the gym, the extra hour of work, the extra book you read, the extra mile you run. It's not about doing one thing perfectly. It's about doing 1,000 things just a little bit better than the person next to you. And the moment you start making excuses is the moment you start losing. The moment you start blaming circumstances, other people, bad luck, that's the moment you give away your power. Because as long as you believe that something outside of you is the reason you haven't succeeded, you will never do what it takes to change it. The people who become great take full responsibility for their lives. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They take what they have, where they are, and they make it happen. The moment you decide to chase greatness, you declare war on mediocrity. You step into a battlefield where comfort, fear, and self-doubt will try to break you. And make no mistake, they will test you. They will push you to your limits, make you question yourself, make you wonder if it's all worth it. But that's the price. That's the toll you must pay. And the question is, are you willing? Are you willing to sacrifice who you are today for who you know you can become? Are you willing to endure when it's easier to quit? Because if you're not, someone else will. Someone else will take your place. And when the dust settles, they will be standing at the top while you are left with nothing but regret. You see, there is no secret formula to success. No shortcut, no hack, no easy way out. It's simple. You put in the work. You show up when others don't. You push when others stop. You suffer when others seek comfort. And over time, that separation grows. The gap between you and the average, between you and the doubters, between you and the ones who quit, it gets wider and wider until one day you look up and realize that you have become unstoppable. Not because you were more gifted, not because you were luckier, but because you simply refused to break. And understand this: nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to do the work for you. Nobody is going to hand you success. If you want it, you have to take it. You have to wake up every morning with a fire inside of you that says, "I will not be denied." You have to be willing to outwork, outlast, and outfight every single obstacle in your way. Because life does not give greatness to those who wait. It rewards those who grind, those who sacrifice, those who push through pain and frustration and setbacks and still find a way to move forward. The difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't always talent. It isn't always resources. It isn't always intelligence. It's hunger. The ones who succeed are the ones who want it so badly that they can't sleep, can't relax, can't settle for anything less. They are the ones who would rather struggle for years chasing their dreams than live a lifetime of regret, knowing they never even tried. And if you are truly hungry, if you truly want this, then you will do whatever it takes, no matter how hard, no matter how painful, no matter how long it takes. So don't just talk about greatness. Live it, breathe it, chase it with everything you have. Pay the price, whatever it takes. Sacrifice, struggle, push, and never stop. Because the world doesn't remember those who had potential but never used it. It remembers the ones who showed up, who put in the work, who never backed down. And one day, if you refuse to quit, if you keep grinding when others stop, if you pay the price no matter how high it gets, then you won't just be chasing greatness. You will become it.